All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into
Okay.
into a French poem.
All right.
The title is Le Poids,
Oh,
which translates to, the weight in English.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So we'll be looking at the English translation of the poem and just kind of dissecting it and you know,
That sounds like
exploring all the different themes and
absolutely
the imagery and everything.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating.
Let's
I'd love to hear the whole poem first.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. So here's the full English translation of Le Poids.
Okay.
And we'll kind of jump into it after this. So.
Sounds good.
Okay, so it starts with
Okay.
fire preserves, love within me.
Okay.
As long as I burn, I love.
Wow.
Colon.
Interesting.
He turned his back to him
Okay.
in his long black raincoat,
Hey.
his velvet trousers, and his seasonal shoes.
Okay.
He walked a bit in that direction. Then turning left,
Okay.
he leaned with all his weight on a very old beam.
Okay.
His hat turned over, made a crease on contact with the wood.
Interesting.
He barely adjusted it.
Okay.
His pain was great. Capital G-R-E-A-T.
I see.
He remained leaning there for a moment. He didn't want to hold him back.
Okay.
He couldn't send him away.
Right.
But staying there with his back turned, leaning against this pillar
Okay.
for a certain moment, gave him the impression of leaving elsewhere.
Interesting.
Then he straightened up, bowed his head, and retraced his steps.
Okay.
He sat back down in his chair next to him, without a word, pensive and resigned.
Right. Okay.
After all, that was his place now.
Yeah.
Everything he had, everyone he loved,
Right.
he couldn't do anything else except the weight of powerlessness
Wow.
and command.
Okay, so much to unpack there.
I know, right? Like, where do we even begin with this one?
I guess I'm immediately drawn to that first image,
Yeah, the fire.
Yeah, the fire preserves love within me.
Yeah.
And then immediately afterward, that declaration, as long as I burn, I love.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like a warning or something.
It does. It feels very...
Like a painful kind of love,
Yeah, very intense.
Very intense.
And like a double-edged sword, right? The fire is like, it can be both life-giving and destructive at the same time.
Absolutely, and it really sets the stage for what's to come,
Yeah, definitely. And then we kind of get introduced to like this character.
Some mysterious he.
Yeah, and then this other him with a capital H.
Right.
And we're kind of left wondering, like, who are these people?
Like, what's their relationship?
Yeah.
Is it a father and son?
Yeah, it could be
A romantic relationship?
It could be, yeah.
A mentor and student, even?
Yeah. It's really left open to interpretation. I think that's
what makes it so intriguing.
Yeah, definitely.
And then there's this detail, right, of his clothing.
Oh, yeah.
The long black raincoat, the velvet trousers,
the seasonal shoes.
I mean, why such specific descriptions?
It's like the poet wants us to
really visualize this man.
Yeah, and I think it also adds to the feeling of like heaviness.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's like he's carrying the weight of
not just his emotions, but like physically.
Yeah, like everything.
Like the clothes themselves are weighing him down.
Yeah.
And remember that line, he leaned with all his weight?
Yeah, on the beam, yeah.
It's like everything about him is heavy.
Yeah. And the way he interacts with the world, right?
Yeah.
Like even just adjusting his hat.
Yeah, like that small gesture.
It takes effort.
Yeah.
Like even the smallest things are a struggle for him.
Like he's just burdened by this internal conflict,
Oh, absolutely. And he's torn, right?
Yeah.
Between not wanting to hold him back, but also not being able to send him away.
Yeah, like he's trapped by this sense of obligation, this responsibility.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
Like, is staying a form of holding him back?
Yeah.
Like, could leaving be a way of setting him free?
Right. And that's the heart of the poem.
Yeah, that's the real tension.
That tension, that conflict, that struggle.
Yeah, he wants to escape.
We see that,
Yeah.
He gets that impression of leaving elsewhere.
Yeah, when he leans on the pillar.
Yeah, but then what does he do?
Yeah, he comes back.
He sits in the chair.
He's pensive and resigned.
Pensive and resigned, like he's accepted his fate.
Yeah, and that last line, right? Accepting the weight of powerlessness and command.
It's so powerful.
It is. It's like, how can you be both powerless
And in command.
and in command at the same time? Yeah.
But I think that speaks to, to leadership, right? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you're powerless to change certain circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't control everything.
Right, but you can control how you respond.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing, right?
Yeah. He's choosing to stay.
Choosing to bear the responsibilities.
Choosing to
command.
Yeah, and that's a form of power in itself, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's accepting the limitations.
Yeah.
And working within them.
Yeah, and making a choice.
Exactly.
Like, he could have left, but he didn't.
Right, and that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah, and it's the poem doesn't really give us any easy answers.
No.
But it makes us think about the weight that we all carry.
Absolutely.
The responsibilities, the choices.
And the different forms of love, right?
Oh, yeah.
The
Yes.
love that binds us, the love that burdens us.
The love that maybe makes us feel powerless.
Yeah. But then also the love that can empower us.
Yeah.
To accept those things.
Yeah, to accept the weight of our lives.
Exactly.
Wow, so much to think about.
I know, it's a really...
It's a short poem, but it's packed with so much.
Yeah, it's really dense,
Yeah, yes, so much meaning.
Lots to unpack.
Well, I think this has been a really fascinating deep dive.
It has.
I'm left wondering, like, could accepting your limitations be like a testament to love?
That's a really good question, yeah.
Something for our listeners to ponder, maybe.
To chew on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure as always.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
For another deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
All right, take care.
Take care.